third grade. Hi, third grade. Happy Monday. It's science time again. So this week we're actually going to look at our science notebooks. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to make my video smaller so you can see better. This is our science investigation notebook, and you should have gotten one from the school. This says Balancing Forces Investigating Floating Trains, and it has a picture of a purple, maybe looks like a skateboard because it looks like feet and some red pants. So I need you to go and find that notebook and come back. So pause the video, go and find that notebook, and come back. Welcome back, boys and girls. So we're actually going to use this notebook to discuss our topic today. So before we begin, I'm going to go back and look at what we talked about last week. We watched the video of the train that rose and it floated and then it came back down to earth. So the question was, what happened? How did that happen? How was the train able to rise and fall back down to earth? You, ladies and gentlemen, came up with some wonderful and very thoughtful ideas. You said maybe there was a magnet, maybe it was like an airplane. Well, we're going to investigate and find that out this week. So the reason you need your, moving forward to the last slide, backwards one, that are your investigation notebook because we're going to record our ideas just like scientists do. We're going to figure out what allows the train to move. So we actually have, let's watch this video together.
The city of Faraday has arranged for a new train to come to Faraday. The citizens of Faraday were excited about having another way to get from place to place, until they heard something about the train. It's a floating train. The people aren't sure what it means for a train to be floating, but it sounds strange. The mayor of Faraday is worried that people won't ride the train. She needs our help. The mayor has asked us to figure out a scientific explanation for how the new floating train works, so she can share that information with the citizens of Faraday.
Pretty exciting, right? There's that train again. So we actually have a problem. Now, here's the fun thing, is the city of Faraday is not a real city, but floating trains are real. Real engineers invented floating trains. They're faster and they use less energy than regular trains, which is great. They save energy. So we're going to help this fictional town because it seems scary, right, to think about getting on a train that's going to float, but how cool that it's already been invented. So over the next several weeks, we're going to investigate what makes things move, float, and fall. We're going to use your investigation notebook, we're going to use BrainPop, and we're going to figure out what makes things move, float, and fall. So we're going to learn how to explain how the floating train works, and we can help solve Faraday's problem. We can help make the citizens of Faraday feel more comfortable about using the floating train. We can help the mayor. So again, we're going to be the scientists investigating what makes things move, float, and fall. So what do you think could make a train rise up off the track? That's the first question. What do you think could make a train rise up off the track? That's the first question. I wonder, what can make a train rise up off the track? What do you think could make, so this is helping us get our ideas going. What do you think could make a train float above the track? What do you think could make a train fall back onto the track? And here's the last question. What questions do you have about the floating train? So I actually want us to start there. So we were kind of thought about that last week. You already actually kind of answered these last questions. You came up with some ideas. How do you think the train could rise and move across the track? And there were some great answers there. So I actually want you to focus on this question today. What questions do you have about the floating train? Because we're going to start thinking about what makes the train rise, what makes it move, and what makes it fall back down. And next week we're going to do some experiments and look at some brain pop videos about how this happens. And you're going to get to use your Amplify Science to do some experiments. So the question is, what questions do you have about the floating train?